The Five Nights community is massive. It's loud, it's passionate, it's creative, and sometimes we forget to slow down and celebrate the people who make this place feel like home. Um, including lately, there's been a lot of drama, more people focusing on negativity than positivity. And so, in the spirit of FNAF, this series is going to change that. Welcome to Lights On at Freddy's, a series about positivity, creativity, and the people who lift this community up. And for episode 1, there was only one place to start. Before we get into this, I want to say here out in the ocean, we love and respect all kinds of diverse wildlife. We love all life, period. We're going to talk today about RyeToast. And I understand and respect that RyeToast is non-binary, and I also respect that he said that he's okay with whatever pronouns he's called. So with that being said, we are going to be referring to him with he, him pronouns to stay with how the community recognizes him in his videos. So, again, a lot of love, a lot of heart out. We're all here for you. Lights On at Freddy's, Episode 1, RyeToast. When people talk about FNAF lore, certain names always come up. People who didn't just play the games, they listened to the games. People who sat with the questions, they dealt with the gaps, the strange details that didn't fit. And RyeToast is one of those people. From early theory videos to deep dives, RyeToast has a reputation not for being the loudest voice, but for being a curious one. One that interacts with us and lets us bounce our bad ideas back off of him. One that is more worried about growing than being correct. And something like that matters in a franchise like FNAF. So, speaking of Rye's approach to lore, let's go ahead and talk about what I've seen fans say and how they interact. He makes FNAF feel understandable without making it boring. That's a big one I've seen. And that's not easy. Like, I've tried it. It's not something you can just throw out there. FNAF lore is dense, it's messy, it's emotional, and it contradicts itself sometimes, or at least that's how we see it. And RyeToast approaches this with patience, breaking it down everything piece by piece. He's not trying to win an argument with the community that's watching. He's trying to invite discussion. He doesn't talk at you. He talks with us. His videos feel less like lectures and more like late night conversations with someone who really loves FNAF and ovens, because like we put everything in ovens on his channel. Maybe have to ask him what happened to the baby owl in Moon.exe. I mean, no, wait, okay. Positivity. But positivity isn't just about content. It's about how you show up. RyeToast streams, he interacts, he collaborates, he listens, whether it's through podcast discussions or live chats. He's always treated us as human beings and not as numbers. There's going to be a lot of personal experiences, but I'll give mine. I love it, like being in a YouTube live or going to his Twitch and throwing out ideas that a lot of people would just ignore. And there's been times where he's been like, oh, hold on, this theory I'm cooking, like I brought my ideas of like the difference between ghost and spirit, and he made it, I don't want to say he made it a big deal, but he made it a stopping point where he stopped about what he was talking about, and he was like, that actually makes sense. And I'm not the only person he's done this with. You know, he really loves including us. And that's part of building the community. Whenever we bring our own ideas, he doesn't shut them down. He does give them space. That kind of openness creates something rare. And it's a place where we can feel safe to share our theories. Because, and I haven't done this poll, so I could be wrong, but I feel like if you were to go out and say, are you safer sharing your theories in a RyeToast live stream or on Reddit? Overwhelmingly, people are going to say the RyeToast live stream. And that's really part of that safety net. And then there's another side of RyeToast that doesn't always make headlines, but still deserves its recognition. He's used his platform for charity live streams, raising money for charities like the Trevor Project, for RAIN, for victims of sexual abuse. He's raised money many times with One More Night. Uh, that's not just creating content, that's caring. You know, he's also raised money for Palestinian kids. He's been a voice for the disenfranchised in a series of the disenfranchised. You know, this horror fandom, it's built on themes of trauma and healing, and choosing to support world compassion in such a dark place is powerful and meaningful. No creator grows without criticism, and I'm not going to let these videos be something that ignores the negativity. But what sets it apart and what sets Rye apart is how he handles it. Instead of hostility, there's reflection. Instead of defensiveness, there's humility. And instead of drama, there's forward motion. That kind of maturity doesn't just help the channel grow, it helps the community grow. And with that, it even comes down to whenever RyeToast was getting his nards chopped at because he was reading a book on stream, which I don't even feel is that big of a deal. Like, if you're going to have a series that's built on lore and you have such a broad and strong connection with YouTubers in the space, you would expect your book to be read and picked apart and dealt with. And through all that, I want to talk about why RyeToast matters. He represents something important in the FNAF space. You don't have to be perfect to be welcomed. You don't have to have all the answers to be valuable. You just have to care consistently about the story, about the people, and about what he's put into the world. And that's what he's really done a good job at doing. Rye has always tried to put positivity first. And he's always been about inclusion, unless you've been about exclusion. And if you're about exclusion, you're not welcome in the ocean either. So you can just stop watching this video. If this series is about shining the best on the FNAF community, RyeToast isn't just a good first episode. He's the right one, because positivity isn't loud, it isn't flashy, it's steady, thoughtful, and real. Sometimes it's like those theory videos where it just blows you away and it makes you happy to see new connections, and you're like, oh my god, I didn't see that before, that's really cool. Those moments are positivity, and I think we need more of those, and that's what Rye brings. Not just the theory part, of course, but across the broad spectrum of things, he's bringing that positivity in the way he holds himself, in the way he carries himself, in the way he uplifts others. So, if you enjoyed this spotlight, leave a like, or Mark, his cat, is going to scream at you. Not for the algorithm, but for the people who make this community better. If there's another community you think deserves, there's another community member that you think deserves the spotlight, let me know in the comments. Until next time, make sure to keep the lights on at Freddys.